governance system, balanced scorecard, as a effective strategy management tool. And because of this, we were able to formulate the Commission's vision, which is, of course, to make the Civil Service Commission the center of excellence for strategic HR and OD by 2015 in the Philippines, in Southeast Asia by 2022, and by 2030 in the whole of Asia. It's a pretty much ambitious vision, but I guess that's the way to perk up the entire organization. It has to be forward-looking. And the corollary to that, we were also able to formulate our core purpose, or the mission of making every civil servant a servant hero. And to support this, obviously we needed to formulate 7 strategic objectives. And one of these objectives is really to develop a credible, competent, and high-performing civil servants. And so that is a strategic objective where the Commission has decided to adopt strategic measures. And one of the measures is really the number of agencies where we should roll out the strategic performance management system. Because we believe, when I entered the Commission sometime in 2010, and when I started to challenge old assumptions and challenge the status quo, I saw that not that there was no performance evaluation system in place. There was, in fact, a PES. But I thought that it didn't capture the link of the individual performance to the organizational performance, and in turn, linking organizational performance or outcomes to client satisfaction. And so I thought that there were serious gaps in the performance evaluation system, thus our formulating the strategic performance management system.
So now that you mentioned the role of the servant leaders in the bigger picture, I recall a story you told us in the last forum where you mentioned you found yourself in an interesting situation when you began undergoing the PGS. Would you like to tell us more about it?
Well, I think it was providential in a way that when the Commission decided to adopt or embrace the PGS, it made it more clear to us. It helped us appreciate that what we were doing would be put in the PGS perspective. And so it helped us appreciate the logic and the philosophy of the reform, if not the transformation that the Commission decided to pursue. And so I think the PGS, no doubt, I am a convert, and I, forgive me for my shameless bias for the PGS, but I can tell you how much it has helped us accelerate in the pursuit of our strategic objectives, and hopefully bring us closer to the realization of our strategic, or of our vision and core purpose.
Okay. Could you go into specifics about the crossroads that you found yourself in deciding whether to pursue the PGS and move into the transformation?
Well, you see, when I entered the Civil Service Commission, I think some of you might be aware that I did head the Department of Health and the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. And so it was second nature to me to see what best I could do to realize the potential of the Civil Service Commission. And I knew from day one that the Commission had so much potential. And so that led to my putting together all the key officials of the Commission, as well as the other directors, senior managers, and I told them what can be done to up the performance of the Commission vis-a-vis its mandate, its constitutional mandate, to continue developing the Philippine civil service and to adopt measures to promote progressiveness, responsiveness, integrity, morale, efficiency, and courtesy in the civil service, and also to strengthen the rewards and merit system of the bureaucracy, as well as to, again, importantly, we are tasked constitutionally to integrate all human resource and organization development programs for all ranks and levels of the government. So these are the constitutional mandates of the CSC, and we thought that we needed to formulate our strategic objectives around this constitutional mandate. And with, of course, the view that we needed to include in our transformation agenda a balanced perspective of partnerships, of finance, of people, of processes, and of stakeholders. So again, this would, I would say, what underpin the Commission's vision and the core purpose.
Okay, could you tell us more about the SPMS as a finished product?
Well, you see, the SPMS is a very important system, or a measurement system that will help individual employees achieve the objectives set by the organization, provided that the organization itself achieves the objectives that it has set for itself in the strategic plan, bearing in mind the imperatives of the operational plan, the HROD plan, the budget expenditure plan, and even the communication plan have to be aligned with the strategic plan. And also, the SPMS focuses on the linkage between the individual performance and the agency's vision, mission, and strategic goals and objectives. And also, it will help assess. It will help us, the leaders of the Commission, to assess and to determine if the work delivered by the employee is indeed aligned with the strategic priorities, as well as, of course, meeting set targets is very important.
So at this point in time, the national government is exploring ways to measure that performance and link its elements like budget and incentives by integrating existing management tools. Now, how does the SPMS contribute to this initiative so that you can come out with, as you say, bonuses or incentives?
Yeah, well, first of all, we ought to move from the regime of an across-the-board grant of incentives or bonuses. We need to have a more, we need to adhere to the time-honored principle, but not followed, though, for the large part, of a performance-based tenure and a performance-based incentive system. So I think the SPMS objective is precisely to concretize, first and foremost, to answer the first part of your question, is that the SPMS seeks to concretize the linkage between the individual performance to the agency strategic plan, which is captured in the major final outputs and the organizational performance indicator framework as prescribed by the DBM. And also, very importantly, there has to be the alignment to the Philippine Development Plan, all of which are captured in the recently formulated outcomes-based performance management system, results-based performance management system, put together by the task force under EO 25. And so far, so good. We've done briefings, and we have highlighted to the different agencies belonging to the 5 clusters, no? Which include agencies under the anti-corruption and good governance cluster, and then we have the human development and anti-poverty cluster, and then we have the economic development cluster, and then we have also the justice, security, and peace cluster, And last but not least, of course, is the climate change adaptation cluster. And we've had the opportunity to provide, to brief